Welcome everyone. Today I'll be demonstrating how to initiate a dbt project using Docker. By using Docker, we can create an isolated environment for dbt, which ensures that the version we use here does not interfere with the dbt installation I already have on my local computer. Now this just makes it easier to manage dependencies and maintain consistency across the projects and ensure that I can start up even the one in my local computer without any hassles. So let's get started. Okay, to get started, the first thing we would do is to create a directory, and then we're going to call this directory dbt tutorial, and the next thing is to cd into the tutorial. Cool. Okay, we are going to open VS Code now. Now it's important to know that for you to run this project, we have some requirements that you should have. You should have a BigQuery account and you should have your service account ready. That could be done by creating a BigQuery account and creating a service account. And then the next thing you need is you need Docker installed. It's really important to have Docker installed as well. Okay. Next is we are going to create a file in our dbt tutorial, and then that file we are going to create a Dockerfile. Now we are going to open this right here. dbt Labs provides the official Docker images for dbt core and its adapters hosted on GitHub packages. Now these previewed images are extremely convenient because they come with dbt core, the chosen database adapter, and all the pin dependencies already installed. This can save a lot of time compared to installing dbt with Vim, which will pull the latest compatible versions of every dependency. Yeah, so all the way down, we are now going to see the Dockerfile provided by dbt. However, we're not going to be using this Dockerfile that is provided for dbt. In my case, I am going to be directly using a custom image that has dbt-bigquery adapter already installed. I built my own Docker image to suit my workflow because I'm using BigQuery adapter only. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is to copy it, and then we are going to paste it in our project. Cool. Okay, the next thing we are going to be doing is taking off the working directory. So I want to specify to dbt that where it's going to find my profile.yml is going to be in the new folder I'm going to create during initialization. So that is why I'm taking off that, specifying that my working directory is the current directory that I'm on. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to create a new a new file called docker-compose.yml. Now, this would help me to define and manage my dbt database more easily, and also to help me to specify the dbt image that I'm building using Dockerfile, and then also set my working directory. So something I wanted to say is I'm going to specify dbt here. Specifying dbt because you know how we have dbt command. Specifying that just helps us to be able to run just dbt run instead of having to run whatever it is to specify again. Then also set my working direction is we need to specify where our Google credentials are going to live. Like I mentioned, we're going to be using dbt BigQuery adapter. We're going to be using BigQuery adapter rather. So I'm going to create a new directory, a new folder called credentials, and in that folder I am going to create a new file called Google Credentials. Now in this Google Credentials, I'm going to paste my keys. Done. Now you can see I have created my folder, and then in my folder lives my Google Credentials. We are ready to get started. Cool. So the next thing I am going to do now is I am going to create a new terminal. I love to use Bash, so I'm just going to select Bash here. And first thing, I'm going to build my dbt image by running docker-compose build. This is going to take a while to run, so we're just going to let it build. Cool, so now I have my Docker image done building. Next thing I'm going to do is to initialize my dbt project. So to initialize the dbt project, to quickly run a docker compose run dbt image. Then it's going to ask me a question that I should enter the name of my project. So this is the name I would like to give my project. Then it's going to ask me to choose a database. Now, if you recall, when I was building or in my Dockerfile, I had used only dbt and BigQuery at that time. But if not, it would have had more like structured me, Snowflake and all that other. Then the next thing is choosing the authentication method. If you recall, we're going to be using service account, and I mentioned it before when I created my my directory containing my Google credentials. So I'm going to quickly just enter the path to that. So after selecting two, which is set account, I'm going to enter the path to my Google credentials. Now it asks me for my project ID. Recall I said in the beginning that one of the things you need for this is BigQuery. So I already have the project created, and then also created the service account. So I'm looking the topic project ID and hit set. Then asking me the data set. So typically, when you're building a dbt project or when you're working in development, you have a schema that is unique to yourself. So I'm just going to specify the schema I'm going to use in development, then specify the thread, then specify the second execution timeout. Then my data set is in the US, so here it goes. So now my this project has been initialized. If you see the directory as they contain everything you need to run your dbt project. And one of the coolest vulnerabilities is that it also kind of initializes with an example model just so that you have like an idea of how models work. So before we build our Docker image, we specify our working directory as where we want our project to be. So now we've created a new project, and it is initialized in dbt_p as the working directory. So I want to include that in my working directory. Okay, cool. So the next one I'm going to do now is to run my dbt models that have been already set out in the project. My dbt run was successful, meaning that my models have been materialized in my development schema. For us to see this, we just have to open BigQuery to be able to see our models. Now we'll refresh, wait for it to be done. It's done refreshing now, and once we open this up, we are going to see my model. So we see my first dbt model and my second dbt model, both initialized in my development schema. So yes, this is how to initialize dbt projects using Docker. I hope you found this interesting. I'm going to leave all the materials that I used for this in the description box. Thank you so much for joining. Bye.